What is up, Space Gamers? And everyone in between. Astronesto here for a Wednesday night Star Citizen chill stream. Your safe space for fun, bad gameplay, and general sci-fi nerdiness. We like to have a good time here, and, just hang out, have a good time, chat, get to meet people, and, you'll see I'm not necessarily the best player in the world, but I just like to have a good time and learn from you guys. So I hope you'll join in the chat, contribute, and we can go back and forth as we usually do. So this is probably going to be a quick one, maybe like a 2-hour, 3-hour stream, but I didn't want to miss today because today is Ship Showdown in Star Citizen, one of my favorite events. For those of you who may not be aware of it, Ship Showdown is kind of like a community event where we, the community, get to pitch our favorite ships for the year, and they kind of like go off and face off in like an NCAA bracket style event where you vote pretty much every day on different ships, and I believe the top 4 winners get a special edition skin and I believe an outfit and jacket, I think, for the top winner. So, it's more items of flair, and as you guys may have known from our last episode, I am all about the flair for my videos. I usually call it swag, but let's face it, it's just pieces of flair, as Dan pointed out in our last stream. So anyway, let's do our part. Let's make sure that we get the ship that we want voted in, and we get that ship's flair. And there's some fun ones this year. I think making some news was that the PTV buggy was taken out of consideration this year. Very much to the disappointment of me and some other people. They claimed they couldn't skin it because it was one of the older models. I mean, it's just a buggy. I think they could have easily done it, but I have my own theories on that as far as how much money they would actually make if that one won. And we saw from last year that dark horses like the Argo Cargo can win. So I think CIG is not discounting that. Anyway, let's get into it. All right, so live showdown starts August 31st, which is today. Today's matchup features the Aegis Redeemer versus the Aegis Gladius. 2 Aegis ships. 2 Aegis ships enter, 1 comes out. So this is definitely a lot of fun. I recommend anybody who's a Star Citizen player log in your vote. I thought it'd be fun to try and figure out what my vote is going to be with you guys today. So I actually didn't put any thought into this one. I'm trying to think which one might be the one that I'm going to pick. Let me know what you guys think in the chat below. I think what I want to do is see the rest of the field of ships that made it as well too, while I consider this. So as we can see here, let me blow this up a little bit bigger. The Redeemer and Gladius will face off. 2 enter, 1 comes out. And they're going to face the winner of the RSI Scorpius, which I knew was going to make it in this year, because that was a great ship that was debuted this year, versus the Vanguard Warden. Okay, that's going to be an interesting one. Vanguards are always a good ship, but yeah, I think I will predict that the Scorpius will come out of that one, because that's just such a hot fighter, but we'll talk about that one. Gosh, maybe I should stream tomorrow just so I can get my pick in with you guys. Now I've got to think about this. Up next, the Origin 600i Explorers made it. Versus the Terrapin. The Terrapin must have been like a dark horse pick for a lot of people this year. This one is not on a lot of the best ship lists, I believe, just because it is one of the slowest ships in the galaxy. However, it does have a warm place in my heart, being a Maryland Terrapin myself in college. So you guys may know which one I'm going to lean towards on that one, but we'll talk about it a little bit more later. I would like to see the Terrapin go deep, but it has got stiff competition against the 600i Explorer. But the Explorer hasn't been redesigned yet, so I think that's another reason why we should probably give the edge to the Terrapin. Just think about it. All right, let's see what we have up next. The Carrack and 400i. That's another tough one. The Carrack is the dual super ship of the verse. The 400i, a ship that I like to dub the 400Y. Because the 400i does have, while it is a very cool ship, it does have some glaring functionality problems for me. And that's coming from an Origin fanboy. But I wish that it could hold, a vehicle like the Rock or something like that for a ship of that size and format. But it is Origin. you know, style over the function. So that's going to be an interesting one. I'm really looking forward to that one and seeing which one is going to emerge from that one. Up next, the Cutlass Black and the Mercury. Let me just blow this up a little bit bigger so we can see it just better. How's that? Cutlass Black and the Mercury Star Runner. This is another Battle of the Titans, if you will. The Cutlass Black is the dual ship in the verse as well too, at least on the medium level. Whereas the Carrack probably does it on more of a large scale level. But yeah, that's an interesting one. And it does it at a price point that most of us can afford versus the pricier Mercury Star Runner, you know, my Astroduck. You guys know which one I'm going to go with because the Mercury is my daily. It's pretty much where my crew is based out of. But that's going to be an interesting one to see how that shakes out as well too. I know a lot of Drake fanboys out there, so we'll have to see how that one breaks down. Next, if Mythic YT is out there, I know he's going to be loving this one. His Freelancer Max. It's going to be facing off against... Oh, this is blown up. It's harder for me to navigate. The Argo Raft. One of the new haulers in the verse. I do think that there is enough Max fanboys out there that the Max should emerge out of this one. I don't know. What do you guys think? Now we've got the Avenger Titan. A ship that I had a hard time giving away, but it is probably one of the best starter ships in the verse, if you do ask me. The Titan looks like it's going to be going up against some interesting competition in the Eclipse. The Eclipse, I believe, is a past Final Four winner. Last year it had really cool IE. Oh, it was a best in show ship in IE. So we do know it's got some fan, I guess, appeal. This one could probably go deep. That's going to be an interesting one. Me personally, I kind of lean to style. I mean, to function over style in this one. I think I would go with the Space Penguin, the Avenger Titan, but that's just me. And then finally wrapping up, this is a really interesting one. Oh my gosh, I can't believe they did this in the first round. Why would they do this? Two ships that I love. The C8X Pisces Expedition. This ship is super underrated. Very good starter ship. Can do pretty much everything. It is a joy to fly. I love this. I love flying this one. As a matter of fact, maybe we'll take this one out today and run some box missions or just kind of hang out in the verse and do some chilling. But I really love this ship. I think it's really great. And I mean, I think the only thing it's really missing is probably like a bathroom, but as far as a snub goes, it's pretty capable. And I've even taken it into combat, and with my meager combat skills, I was able to get pretty far with this one. So this is a tough one for me because this one holds a really close place in my heart, but it's also gone up against another vehicle that I love in the Drake Mule. The Mule from Drake, one of my favorite manufacturers, is a really interesting ground vehicle that can carry packages, so it's got some functionality in it. Really also a joy to drive as well too, very maneuverable. And I like the price point. Very affordable for everybody if this one were to happen to win. So I do want to kind of see an affordable ship go the distance. So we'll have to see what happens there. You can see this is some fan stuff that the fans put together to get the Mule in there. Just some of them. I mean, there was some other stuff that was going on as well too. Actually, I want to see what they did with the Pisces. I feel like they did this on purpose, making this one the last one here, because I guarantee a lot of people are going to be pulling for the Mule. And it's tough. Unfortunately, I feel like the Mule is going to take out my girl here, the Pisces Expedition, which would just be a shame. I was hoping to see some better fan art here. There probably is a lot more, but I just haven't had a chance to really go into it. I like this Lego Star Runner though. But yeah, so that takes us into today's matchup. I have to vote on something here. Round one's kicking off with an interesting matchup here. I feel like here are the pros and cons, okay? The Redeemer, great ship. Pretty good for fun multiplayer. Hey Shadow Girl, how's it going? I was actually thinking about you the other day because I was editing our Siege of Orison video, and we ran into an issue where we needed a lot of medical help. So if you were around for that stream, it would have been a lot of fun. But anyway, glad to see you here. You are pulling for the mule, it looks like. Yeah. That's a tough one, because I like both of them. I really wish they weren't facing off in the first round. But I do see the mule coming out, I think. But the thing I like about both of those ships, too, is also pretty affordable. And they're pretty good vehicles. Although ground vehicles don't necessarily have the functionality that ships do right now. But I think I myself might be leaning towards the mule. But I'm having a hard time with this matchup here. The Redeemer, I think, is more of a functional multi-crew ship than, say, the Hammerhead right now. Not the best ship to fly around, in my opinion. Kind of feels like I'm driving a school bus around. But it is heavily armed. So definitely a budget Hammerhead. Nice gunship to have. And I actually like the shape. I know a lot of people don't, but it speaks to me. Oh boy. Oh, see, I didn't know who was winning or losing yet because I didn't click on vote. But you say the Deemer is taking out the Gladius? Because I was leaning towards Gladius because I kind of wanted to vote for a ship that I felt that everybody had a chance to own and get the special skin for. Plus the Gladius is just, I mean, it's an OP fighter. It's really nice. Very close. I think like Gladius and Arrow to me are probably my two favorite starting fighting ships to have. Fighters, I mean, fighters are kind of limited to me in the sense that I'm more of a logistical guy, but if you need to have a fighter, I think Gladius is a pretty good place to start. I'd buy it in game. Ugh. So how bad is the Gladius behind? Like, will my vote for the Gladius do anything at this point? Well, since it's behind, let's give the vote to the Gladius and let's check out what the numbers are. All right, shall I confirm? Here we go. All right. Oh, this it's close. I don't know how much time is left, but it's not that far behind. I'm not sure when does the voting stop? Is it UTC? Because I still figure we still have a chance with Australia could get in, Asia Pacific voters can still get in, most likely. I mean, you'd have to get like 4,000 votes so that's probably an uphill battle at this point. But who knows? I could be shocked because I remember once. I remember when last year when it was down to the Argo Mole towards the end. The Mole was like losing, and I think at one point at the day it just kind of jumped up towards the end. So who knows? But yeah, Gladius, not a bad ship. Looks like somebody's got a 3D model printed one. I actually should get some 3D models of some of my favorite ships. Let's see. Shadow says 9.5 hours left to vote. Yeah, so I mean, they could make this up. I think. We'll have to see how this goes. I mean, I kind of like both ships, but my sense is that not too many people are going to benefit if the Deemer wins, because you have to have one like in your inventory to get the prize, and I don't know. They should. What would be nice is if they gave like a discount on buying the ship that is the winner. I think that would also probably be an incentive for some people to vote a certain way over another, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, I think like even if you didn't have a Gladius, you would have enough time to buy a Gladius, because what's a Gladius going for right now? It's like 90 bucks. So if you had a starter ship, you could probably upgrade that easily to a Gladius if you wanted to. Just to have it in your hangar. Oh, yeah, the timer's right here. How did I miss this? Anyway, 9 hours to vote. I hope people will get in and jump all over this. Help out the Gladius. Help out the Gladius cause. But yeah, tomorrow, I don't think tomorrow's going to be that hard. I mean, I know myself, I'm going Scorpius. So that should be an easy one. This one here, I'm going to have to go for the Terrapin. Even though I know it's not going to be a favorite pick, but I just love these Dark Horse picks. Plus, I also feel like the 600i, everybody knows it's a great ship. I do think that the design of this ship on the inside and the interior needs some work, though. There's some things that don't make sense for me. Like for a touring ship, I feel like it should have more windows in the quarters and things like that. So, yeah, and it's kind of weird for me to go against Origin. I mean, I love Origin, but And as a matter of fact, like, this is one of the ships that got me excited about coming back to Star Citizen when this one came out. I just love the shape of it and everything. But the interior is a lot of wasted space. It's not that functional, so it doesn't get a lot of use in my fleet. But, I mean, Origin made it in here twice. They have a chance with the 400i as well, too. So we'll have to see what happens. But yes, I understand. I mean, this is not a joy to fly right now. And very few people probably have the ship. I think either one of these ships, you're talking about an exclusive crowd, because the 600i is an expensive ship. And Terrapin is, it's not terribly expensive, but it's a bit pricey for what you get right now as far as the gameplay goes, because that's not really in the game yet. And it's very niche. You have to like this ship to get this ship, because there's a lot of glaring problems with it. But I do love it. So why are you hoping the 400i beats the Carrack? Because, well, I do have a 400i and I kind of enjoy it. I just feel that the Carrack is like super functional versus the 400i. Even the 400i for its class, because the 400i goes up against the Constellation and I guess the Corsair, which isn't out yet, so we haven't seen what that's going to look like. But from what I've seen, I believe the Corsair is going to be able to hold larger vehicles than the 400i can. So, beautiful ship though, don't get me wrong. And the shape of it has grown on me. I wasn't too crazy about the shape when it first came out. I was like, this thing looks like it should be floating, you know, in the ocean. Looks like a yacht more to me than a spaceship, but it's grown on me. Maybe let's take out the 400i today. I'm feeling 400i-ish. Some interesting matchups. This one I don't see how the Freelancer Max doesn't beat the Raft. I don't think the Raft is a fan favorite at all. But I'm really not happy with this first matchup here. I don't know what I'm going to do. I like both of these guys. Pisces and Mule. What's your pick to win it all? And let's get some Star Citizen going. But here she goes, the 400i. I actually did a video when this one first came out, just because I love spaceships. I'm starting to realize I'm just a spaceship guy. Like, even when I play No Man's Sky, I'm more about the ships than doing anything else, like ship hunting and stuff like that. And this is a beautiful ship. It really is. It's just when it comes to the functionality. But, I mean, that's the thing with Origin, right? It's a little bit of a trade-off. Let's get our clearance on.
You are clear to launch.
I also want to work on my flying a little bit more. Some mouse flyers like Mythic were shaming me in my last cast. Which I know need some work on. I insist on doing manual landings, which I'm pretty rough at. But that's part of the fun for me. But yeah, I want to get to the point where I can low fly consistently without crashing, or just handle my speed better. It may force me to trade in my throttle for the second stick, but I'm resisting, folks. I'm trying to be the last HOTAS pilot out there. Let's see. 400i is fast. The I's fast, but I think that the Star Runner, for the type of ship it is and the size of ship that it is, it's pretty decent as well too. This is a beautiful ship, though, and a nice night view of Area 18. Look at it. It just screams that this pilot reeks of money and success. There's also some pretty good skins for this one as well too. So I may think about it. Maybe this week I will fly nothing but Ship Showdown ships, just so I can get the feel of it. I want to be an informed voter, which I recommend anybody voting to be, you know, wherever you land on the spectrum. Make sure that you are voting for the issues that matter to you. And for me, one of the issues I'm looking for is affordability and functionality in this one. Alright, let's see if we can find Everest without me having to get into the star map, which I dislike totally. This looks like an NPC pirate, right? Yeah. I just read your thing in chat. Turn off the quantum. I just wanted a nice, relaxing voyage. I didn't want to get mixed up in all this. You scratched my origin. It's not going to buff out easy. Alright, he's almost down. Couldn't tell. I guess I've been playing too much No Man's Sky because I was a bit rusty here. But that was a nice warm-up. Alright. Well, also the first time I've taken 400i into combat. It didn't do too bad for not having a second co-pilot there. I'm sure you would be more proficient at it. But hey, I think I could practice and get used to this. Maybe I should do some bounties in this. Alright, now that that's done, let's get to Bajini and check in real quick. But since you're here, make sure you guys get your vote in for Ship Showdown. I am sad to see that the Gladius is trailing the Redeemer right now. Not that I have anything personal against the Redeemer, I just want to see a ship everybody can afford win. We're gonna have to like get right side up at some point, huh? What do you guys think? So we want to be landing like a boss, not like a boss. Alright, let's scoot in there. Nice and easy like. It's been brought to my attention that I should be using auto land more. So I suppose that means people don't think I'm very good at landing. I think that's exactly what they're saying. Oh, that was a nice one. Did that manual like a boss. I'm happy with that one. Even though we kind of skid, you know, the what do you call it, the landing gears? The landing feet? But it's all good. Maybe it's an origin thing. Maybe I should fly this ship more. Maybe I've been a little hard on the 400. Why? Who knows? Alright, Shadow. Thanks for stopping by. Always a pleasure hanging out with you. And may whatever ship you're pulling for win Ship Showdown. But thanks again for stopping by. I feel like I did manifest Shadow. Whoa. That was scary. Let me open up the Discord line here. There we go. Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. I just...
Sounds like you're having a good day. I can't see my Discord window, so while I'm in there, I can't tell who's jumping in. When
That's
I
why
heard the voice, I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Is
I
this
was
the voice of God?
inside your... Yes, I am God.
What is the meaning of life then?
42.
42. Well, if it was No Man's Sky, it'd be 16, right?
Oh, that's true.
But since we're Star Citizen, Squadron 42, right? So that's 42. Where does that come from? I feel like that comes from a movie.
What? I'm sorry, this is over. That is from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, well, see, I never read the books because I don't read. And
You've
I never
got to
saw the
watch.
movie.
Oh my god. There's also a TV show. It's a British TV show, so you might enjoy it.
Yeah, and that's like my Doctor Who thing. I still have yet to see Doctor Who, so
You got to fix that.
I do.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, why is everybody so obsessed with virtual tubing girls? That was not the screen I was on. Hello. It was research, you know? Like,
Yes.
research.
Of course. Research. As you do.
I am. I'm a very, I'm a learned person.
Learned.
And I create a lot of words in a stream.
Yeah.
Star Citizen. Anyway, you missed it because we were talking about this earlier, but well, I'll just go through the matchups real quick one more time. I'm not gonna do my in-depth breakthrough because we already did that. But today, the Redeemer and Gladius are facing off, so you gotta get your vote in for that. I went Gladius because I wanted a ship. I mean, I like both of these ships, but I wanted a ship that people could own and actually win. And I think
That's
a lot
reasonable.
of people, Redeemer's probably out of their price range. But it's trailing right now. So right now it's only 8 hours left, but we'll see what happens. I want to see if this holds up in 8 hours. But anyway, going down, talking about Mythic. After we were talking about the Freelancer Max so much, I noticed that it made the showdown. I don't remember if the Max made the showdown last year. But it's going up against the Raft, which I expect to beat handedly. The ship with the big posterior, shall we say? And a decent interior versus the Raft, which I feel like the Raft is not a fan favorite. You know, I think the Raft is pretty cool. As a hauler type person myself, I like the Raft's concept, but the containers are not implemented in the game yet, so we can't experience all that coolness yet. So,
hey, Mythic. Welcome
We'll
to
have to see.
the voice channel.
What up,
what up? How's it going?
dude? Getting my butt kicked. School. But hey, that freelancer, bro, it better not lose. I'm telling you right now, not to a Raft.
That is like...
Yeah, I think I expect it to beat the Raft. Where it's going to get interesting is the winner of the Cutlass and the Mercury takes on the winner of the Max and Raft. So
Ooh.
I think that's a tough one.
Cutlass
coming out of
versus
this one.
freelancer. You think that's gonna be?
Yeah.
You think it's gonna be the Cutlass Black since people love it?
See, it's another tough one. I like both ships. Me personally, I'm going to lean towards the Mercury because that's my daily driver. But let's say the Cuddy wins. You know, let's stick it. You know, sticking with the people's theme. The Cutlass is more affordable, right? And everybody does love that. So if it's Cutlass versus Max, I think the Cutlass probably wins that one. But I think it's close.
Everybody says that. Everybody says that. Tis tis. Tis tis.
Okay, what's your prediction to get out of this bracket?
Well, obviously the Raft won
I think I know your
last year.
personal pick.
The
Really?
Raft won last year, so it might actually win again. It was more of a troll last year, so yeah, freelancer. I'm gonna put the freelancer to win.
I thought the Argo Cargo was the troll last year, though.
You
not
know
the
what?
Raft.
Yeah, you are right.
So
You are right. But the Raft is so
Yeah, I remember you pushed
unusable.
for that.
yeah, I totally pushed for the Argo Cargo.
You did.
Yeah,
You did.
happy that
you
won.
were all in on that.
So
This
it's
year.
it's a split. So they might actually push it forward because the Raft is newer, the interior is nice. So people might push it past the freelancer because the freelancer is the space penguin.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I
you
think
can't
what's
really
going
do
against the
anything
Max
with the Raft.
is that it's an older model ship. So, like you were saying, a lot of times people tend to lean towards the newer ship as the sexier item out there. But I agree with you. The Max is probably it's more functional to me. So for this one, I'm going to go Freelancer Max just because, like, I barely used the Raft. I mean, it was a cool thing when he introduced it, but the fact that the cargo container stuff is not in the game yet, kind of, you know, there's really like
with
no.
that, the SU is significantly shorter than the Max.
Is it? Huh.
Yeah,
Let's look that up.
I think it's like, I don't know what it was right now, but I know the Freelancer Max has way more cargo space.
Star Citizen ships by SU.
And it's not by a little bit, it's by a decent amount.
I always come to this fandom page, but it's pretty cool because I can sort by SEU. Claimer, Taurus. So Freelancer Max at 120. Wow, yeah, you're right. The Raft is 96.
Yeah, that's a significant difference.
Yeah, that is kind of a disappointment. Because the Raft, I think when you look at it side by side, the Raft looks a lot larger. But I guess because it's a container ship, it goes more off of what those containers can hold.
Yeah.
So when you look at it all the way around the spectrum, the Freelancer on paper is better.
Yeah.
All the way around. So if it loses, it's because people like the way it looks. I don't see the Raft beating the Freelancer just solely because it's not as functional.
It's not a pretty looking ship though. It's not sexy. Although I do like that it's got this docking collar here. That's
Have
kind
you
of nice.
seen the skins for that? Whew.
I'm sorry, have I seen the what?
The polar, I think it's called the polar white or polar ice or something like that.
Oh, the skin. Yeah, that one's pretty nice actually. But
Changes how that whole entire ship looks. Have you ever been in one? It looks amazing. I like the
Yeah.
way the interior is.
I do have one. I just barely use it. But yeah, I got one to
Now-
do a video, and I like it. But
The
I think
Cutlass versus the Mercury, I think the
Yeah.
Freelancer is going to pull out. But the Freelancer, they might push it where it's the Freelancer versus the Cuddy.
that's kind of what I think is going to happen. Although I could see the Mercury coming out of this one. Both are kind of like fan favorites. Really depends who's going to show up to vote for this one. But let's assume it's going to be the Cutlass Black versus the Freelancer Max. I think that's a close one. 'Cause,
So what exactly is this for? I never even asked. The Ship Showdown?
Ship Showdown? Oh, so
It's just
yeah, it's just like a nice friendly fan competition, and then the top 4 ships get a special edition skin. So if you own those ships, you get that skin, and then I believe the top one, you get the skin, plus I think it has like a jacket and backpack, just more pieces of flair,
Yeah.
more or less.
So I'm going to say, just because of fans' favorites, the Cuddy Black is going to go pretty far.
I would agree with that.
I think it's going to come down to the Freelancer Max versus the Cuddy Black.
The Cuddy Black was a best in show ship recently, right? In
Yeah.
IAE. So we know it's got the fan power. It's definitely a
So
winner.
I think it's going to be Cuddy Black versus the Freelancer Max. I think the Cuddy Black is going to take a win for that one.
Cuddy Black.
What's
Well,
the next group?
I could still see the Mercury coming out of that, but that's going to be interesting. Let's assume the Cuddy Black comes out and makes it to this bracket. The next group would be
Yeah.
Avenger Titan versus Eclipse.
Avenger Titan's going to win.
I was thinking because the Eclipse was a best in show ship also. So if
You know
its
what?
fans show up,
It's going to be the Eclipse, dude.
yeah, right?
But the Avenger Titan is more... A lot of entry-level
This is
players play with the Titan, so you might get a lot of votes just because of
Yeah.
that.
I mean, this is a darn good ship, the Space Penguin. I like the ship a lot, especially for the price point.
Like, if you pick just popularity in general, straight across the map, it should be Freelancer, Cuddy Black, the Avenger Titan. Oh my goodness! They even have the Pisces versus the Mole.
So I was mad about that matchup because I like both of these. Pisces, I think, is super underrated. Either one of these ships, though, are affordable. I think anybody could buy this. If you wanted the best in show skin or whatever they're calling it, the Showdown Edition versions of these ships. But yeah, and you notice they saved it for the last matchup of this round, which I feel like they're doing on purpose because the Mole is kind of the dark horse pick.
But anybody that's flown that Pisces knows that Pisces should win.
Yeah, this is a very good ship. It's a pleasure to fly. It's very maneuverable. I think as an entry-level ship, it's excellent. It's got like 3 seats in it, two drop seats on the side. It doesn't have a bathroom. You guys know how I feel about the bathrooms. But I mean, you can do like box missions with this guy. You can do entry-level bounties with him.
So I'm gonna call it. This is
Great
my
quantum
prediction.
range. Yep. What
All
are you thinking?
I'm gonna put Pisces for the win, right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the Avenger Titan for the win.
Hmm.
I'm gonna put the Freelancer Max for the win. I'm gonna put the Cuddy Black for a win. Is there any other groups?
I wish I had this like NCAA bracket style where everybody could like do their brackets so we could see who's close. So let's go to the top brackets up here. So right now the Gladius is losing to the Redeemer, so it looks like Redeemer, if things hold up,
Yeah,
Redeemer's going to move on to round 2. I predict Scorpius is going to beat the Vanguard Warden, just because the Scorpius is sexy right now. It's the new ship out there.
That's
It's the X-Wing.
Scorpius. Yep.
But this is a tough matchup. It could go either way. Vanguard's an excellent ship.
Vanguard
fan
Warden's
favorite.
nice. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the Scorpius is gonna win.
Yeah, I agree with that. So I'm thinking it's going to be Scorpius versus Deemer.
And
if things
then
hold up.
600 eye versus what?
So 600i versus the Terrapin.
600 eye is gonna win.
Yeah, it probably will win. However, I think a lot of people are pushing the Terrapin as the dark horse pick here. So this one's going to be interesting to see how it goes. The trolls are going to go for the Terrapin. I myself am going to go for the Terrapin because for some reason there's just something about the Terrapin that speaks to me.
The Carrick is gonna win.
And not just because I'm a
For
Maryland
sure.
Terrapin. But no, so
Carrick's
Carrick
gonna
versus
win, for
400i, you think so?
Yeah.
Carrick has won before.
Yeah, Carrick is gonna win.
400i.
It's a very versatile ship.
Oh, and the 400 eye too. Oh man, that's gonna be a rough one.
It's going to be a rough one, right? I think this could go either way. I think people are sick of the Carrick. We know what the Carrick can do, but I was picking the Carrick also. But when Shadow was here, she brought up some good points as far as like, if you're a solo player, like it's more convenient for you to hop in your 400i and go and do stuff. This is more of a multi-crew ship, and I even added on top of that, if you're having a bad server day, you don't want to be the Carrick. Because it's taking time to pull that thing out and get everybody together and onto it, so we'll have to see how it goes.
The 400i though, man, it even has a working refrigerator, so
Yeah, it's got the mini bar in the back. The
yeah, I'm
bathroom
gonna
is
put the
awesome.
400i. 400i.
Yeah, if you're a baller, this is your ship, right? So,
I actually know somebody that has one.
but if that's the case, it could come down to 600i versus 400i. I like to call the 400i the 400y because functionality-wise, I have some problems with this ship. It does have a hovercraft bay, right? For like a hover bike or something like that, but it's very tight, and I always have trouble loading stuff in there. And I wished for a medium-sized ship that it could hold a rock. This one is just short of that, so...
Really?
And certain tumbril cyclones will not fit in here. Like the base cyclones will, but I think like the MT, anything with something big on top will scrape against
Yeah,
the
those
roof.
don't.
So that's a little challenging there. My problem with 600i, while it is a beautiful ship and one of my favorite ships, it needs a redesign. For a touring ship, I think that the interior needs some work, a lot of wasted space in here, and the rooms should have windows. Like if you're in a touring vessel, you know, you're taking people from place to place, you know, they should have a better view, I think. The views are great for the bridge, but not necessarily for the passengers. So that's just me being nitpicky though. And also because I want the Terrapin to win. but let's assume, yeah, everybody goes with 600i advancing. I think this could go either way in my opinion. I'm not sure who's going to win here. Or there's 400i or Carrick that comes out of that.
It just, it sucks because everybody wants to put the Cutlass versus the Freelancer.
Yeah, it's your baby.
It's my baby because it's the underdog that people don't like. People turn a blind eye to that don't realize how good the ship actually is.
Yeah.
If you take away the looks and actually talk about the functionality and what the ship actually can do, people's opinions goes pretty much nowhere.
I will say I never thought about the ship.
Freelancer Max and think about everything overall. If you compare both ships, the Freelancer Max has more cargo space.
Right.
Freelancer Max, you can pull in an Ursa rover with no problems.
That's true. It can hold a rock too, right?
It can hold 2 rocks and a hover bike.
It can hold 2? Oh.
Yeah, I have videos on my YouTube doing the exact same thing, taking people out, dual mining.
That's
you
impressive.
You can put 2 rocks in there and fully walk around with no problems.
I just like that it's so heavy in the back.
Cargo space.
I like how that thing lifts off where the front always comes up first. And I feel like it's dragging the back up. But the ship's got a lot of character. I like the paint job on it and just the base style. Although there are some cool paints with it. But yeah, it's a good multi-cruise ship too. I hadn't really thought about taking this into like PvE action. But you said you had success with it, right?
Oh, it melts. You can do high value targets with the breeze. You can even get some ERTs.
And you have is it 1 turret on this guy or 2?
What do you mean? Oh, it's 2.
2. Okay. Yeah,
so you have 2 size 2s, if I remember correctly. 2 size 2s and 4 size 3s.
And it's semi-affordable, I think. Let me see what's the price they're quoting for this.
150, I think it is.
It's not too bad. So it's a little bit more than a cutlass.
Yeah, and there's a reason for that.
A comm comes over the spectrum.
And then also it has more shields, man, than the Cuddy. So there's what people fail to realize is, yes, the Cuddy is more maneuverable in like low atmospheres. It's quicker. It's better for combat. But what people fail to realize is if you aim at the Cuddy's arm and shoot it, that's the first thing that breaks off.
Yeah, my problem with the Cuddy is once you get down to when the shields go down, you're kind of in trouble there. I mean, your thrusters are susceptible to falling off, and the hull is not that thick. So depending on what you're doing, you know, if you're a mediocre combat guy like myself, mediocre to low, you could be in trouble with the cutlass. But I mean, that's a Drake thing. You know, they kind of cut corners here and there, so it makes sense to me. This ship was designed, and you can even see here in the ad, it's designed to get your cargo from point A to point B through hostile space, right? So here, two Cuddies are going to try to jump it, you know, and according to the marketing, it easily handles the Cuddies. So I could see it, the shielding and everything like that is probably better built. And plus, Mythic is kind of known for better quality and lore.
So you want to catch something? Think about this. The Freelancer has 4 size 3s and they're gimbaled.
Really?
Now, a lot of people don't realize that, but it's gimbaled.
Size 3s are nice. Especially if you have
Yeah, 4 size 3s gimbaled.
Nice.
Now, for a combat ship, yeah, the Cuddy is pretty decent if you can maneuver it pretty well. But at the same time, when you look at everything, I don't know. I would pick the Freelancer all day because I don't even like the dashboard in the Cuddy. It's off center.
Going back to the cargo too. I know the Max can hold more than a Cuddy, but well, the base Freelancer is not even in this competition. But I'm just curious. 66 on the base, and where's Cutlass Black? Oh, 46. Oh, that's a big difference. Yeah, so Freelancer line is definitely.
Why would you have an orange when you can have a watermelon?
I guess it depends on
oranges.
what you like. Yeah.
Yeah, oranges are delicious, but are you full after you eat that orange?
No offense to anybody from
eat a
Florida.
whole watermelon?
Watermelon is a more fibrous plant.
Yeah, and then orange has a lot more acidity.
This is true.
It's an interesting analogy. I can kind of see where you're going with that, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. And yeah, of course, I thought I got logged out because I was hanging out. Is this really a Connie Phoenix for a level 1 bounty? Interesting.
Ooh.
Oh, it's the Phoenix I have because I remember I upgraded that one. The Phoenix is the one with the hot tub, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I started with the Aquila, and then when they introduced the Phoenix, I was like, oh, I gotta have that.
You gotta have that hot tub.
Super
Gotta have my space hot tub.
on the Andromeda. If I get rid of Freelancer Max, it might be an Andromeda.
That's a really decent gunship. I'm not sure about the defense on it. But,
it's a beast, dude.
Yeah.
It is
Like you said, it's Chris Roberts' baby, so I mean, it's a good overall ship. And if you're a Star Trek person, I think the Constellations are like, you know, that's your line of ship. And the Mantises.
I can't do with the Mantis, dude. It's like
I like the way it looks, but functionality-wise, yeah. I mean,
Well,
it can only do
right.
one thing really good.
when used right. I was doing my thing, man. I was in my Freelancer. No, I was a prospector, and I ran across a bounty hunter. When that is paired up with a bounty hunter, it can be very big problems.
Yeah, definitely.
Very big problems for you. Stopping you from quantum traveling, that has happened to me 3 times now. And I was very upset.
I love the
Understandable.
Because I had about 500k on me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're in a pirate group, I mean, it's basically there for that one purpose, and it can do that. But if it's by itself and it stops, you know, the wrong ship, I mean, it's going to get lit up, you know?
Shoot,
But-
they can't even hold me. Like,
That being
the
said,
Freelancer,
though-
I've destroyed them.
What I do like about that ship is it's very maneuverable. It's really like a nice ship to fly. Like we were talking about how the Pisces is just a nice ship to fly around. And I like the way it looks. But I do think for a ship that size, it should at least have like 2 seats or something, you know? But, you know, if you're just looking for like a cruiser ship to go from point A to point B, I think it's a nice ship for that. But yeah, the weapons on it are pretty pathetic. So once it stops a ship, you better have a plan, basically.
I sent you.
Yeah, I see that. Let me see if I can mix up.
I want a ship with very big torpedoes.
You like big torpedo?
Well, then you might be pulling for the Eclipse then. Maybe you should vote for that one. Problem with the Eclipse though is once it's done with the torps, you're kind of like done. You know, you got to go refill.
So someone's telling me don't get the Eclipse, get the I forgot what ship it is. It has torps also, but it also has a decent fighting power.
I like the Vanguard Harbinger. Is it? What's the top Vanguard? I think it's the Harbinger.
Maybe it's the Harbinger.
I think the Warden is the entry level Vanguard. It's Vanguard, Warden, Sentinel, and
Harbinger.
Anyway, Harbinger. Yeah, I got that for Xeno Threat, and I like it a lot because it's got the torps for when you need to mix it up with bigger ships, but it's also still got the turret, and you can do regular PvE stuff. But I want to say you can do what do they call it, the EHTs or the high level bounties, like the tier 4 ones. But the shield and the armor on that ship is excellent. So if you're not really great at combat like me, you can stay in a fight for a very long time. I think though, oftentimes with Ship Showdown, people don't necessarily vote due to functionality. They just kind of go with whatever their passions are, I mean, like the Argo Cargo winning last year. I mean, who saw that, right? I mean, I kind of did just because I thought the community was ready for, something out of the, basically a change, right?
Yeah.
I don't think CIG liked that because they probably wanted a ship that was worth more than $45 to sell, But in lore, it made, a lot of sense. Let's just pick up a package here and see if we get any interesting loot.
600i just looks nice.
It looks like, you just have money.
Yeah.
Boom. I like to come down hard with authority there.
Joystick, dude. I can't tell.
But for this race day, I think I want to do something cheap, like something like a Pisces or Auroras or something. Something everybody has, right? I should call it like a starter ship race. But yeah, anyway, I know I gotta work on my landings. Gotta stick that better.
I actually owned the Nomad, and then I got rid of the Nomad to go to the Freelancer Max.
Oh, actually, I have a Nomad.
So I've had 4 ships. I started off with a Royal MR, went to the Titan, fell in love with the Titan. What mission did I do when I got rid of it? I did the Jump Town mission and realized how easy it is to blow up a Titan. I went to the Nomad and did not like the firepower, and then went straight to the Freelancer Max.
You didn't like the firepower Nomad. Okay, yeah, I can kind of see that with the Nomad, but I do think like if you're on a budget, getting a Nomad or a Titan isn't a bad deal. Like if you could only buy one ship, and get a ship that can make you some money to buy better ships, basically, that's not a bad deal at all. I mean, it's better than the Titan when you think about the fact that it can carry. They both carry buggies, but like you were saying, if you're on a budget and you need to carry a rock, Nomad's not a bad deal at all. I've never taken it into combat though.
Cuddy's not a bad deal. I don't know how I'm so hooked when it comes to the rock. I just love it.
I like the rock too. I'm not a rock DS fan at all though. But
yeah, I'm not either.
I'm just trying to see if they adjusted this since I tried it out. Nah, yes, that's just enough that you can't fit. Yeah. So yes, this is still the 400Y to me. So anybody thinking about voting for a 400i, consider this. But yeah, it's a real disappointment.
That is very
He spent
sad.
all that money for a ship and it can't even hold a rock.
Yeah, and I think
But
this
if
one,
you have that much money, why would you be using a rock anyways, right?
I think that was Shadow Girl's kind of thing because she's like in the medical gameplay. So like her workship is going to be the Medivac, but her daily driver is a 400i. And I guess that makes sense if you're a doctor, right?
Yeah, you know.
You'd have a fancy like vehicle to get around the galaxy in.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think the other reason why I'm kind of hard on the 400i is that it competes against the Constellation and the Corsair, which isn't out yet, but I'm pretty sure those two ships, Constellation and Corsair, are just more functional.
They currently have 72 positions in Manchester.
Yeah, it's in your
They have
office.
33 in Frankfurt. They have 20 open positions in Austin, and in California, Los Angeles, they have 16. They're hiring for, hold on one sec, an assistant editor,
Okay, yeah. I lost all the cargo that I had. Oh well.
character artist,
That's awesome.
character concept artist, director of marketing production, game designer,
This is
gameplay
tight for a
engineer.
mule.
See? And this is where I would qualify a junior online programmer.
There you go.
Online programmer, and then you have seniors.
Now, I
They
don't
even
know
have
if this is
temps.
true or not, but I think I was watching Salty Mike and he was saying that it's kind of known that they don't pay like top dollar. Which I can kind of see because they're kind of like an independent studio. But, you know, if you're really passionate about it, you know, and you need to get the experience and stuff like that, I think it'd be a great experience, right? I wish I could do it. Like, I got plenty of ideas for this game.
Honestly,
What are you up to? What are you buying over there?
I don't know. I'm just buying things.
It's just that kind of night. It's just, like, it's just a hangout night.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I'm
I
like-
left the cargo bay open.
That is your thing. Just 100%.
Did my
your
box
thing.
fly out?
all right. So once
Probably trolling me.
Maybe.
Please proceed.
I do agree, though. I think technology is going to take over a lot of jobs, and it's going to force people to start going more of the IT way for sure. Like even when you look at Star Citizen, people talking about the metaverse and everything else as things start to advance in the future. Computer-based programs
Guys,
dominating.
they changed hot dogs.
Really? Is that
Hot
what this
dogs.
update was about? Hot dogs?
I mean, watch. You know how eating a hot dog used to be a little bit not safe for TV?
Yeah. You know,
Did you see that?
they've
that
probably
was-
seen your comments about the whole thing. How
And it's like-
traumatizing it is for a woman to eat
It
a hot
is
dog in Star
now-
Citizen.
No longer.
Anyway, though, folks, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for talking ships. Because I really just wanted to come on and talk about the Ship Showdown. And actually, going back to that, what's tomorrow's vote again? Let's take a look at that real quick. All of us expect the Scorpius to cruise to an easy victory tomorrow.
Yeah, that's going to be an easy one.
But I'll probably be on, do that vote, and either run some missions or go back to doing some mining tomorrow. I just kind of want a relaxed, chill time in Star Citizen. So feel free to stop by, hang out, and talk about anything. I'm even here for bad career advice. Whatever I can do.
Bad career advice.
Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. Sastronesto saying 07. And what happened to my arm? There we go. 07. And I'll see you next time. Have a good night.
Good night.
But